Hey, what's up, guys? Back again with another video. This is part one of the actual build. The last video was the intro. If you guys haven't checked that video out, go on my channel and it's the last uploaded video. So in this video, I'm just going over, what I took off and how things are looking. So as you can see, everything that I needed to take off that I said I would in the last video is now off. I just needed to get the time to actually come out and record and show all of this. So I got the two side covers off, great condition. Everything that came off was in really good condition. The cylinder, as you guys can see, is spotless. No scoring, no scratches whatsoever. All the covers, all the bolts, nothing was stripped. Everything was in pristine condition. A little tech tip for these motors: when you are removing the clutch, this little setup here, there's a 19 mil bolt inside both, inside the clutch and inside this housing. You have to remove both bolts and remove both items off at the same time. I tried just taking off that bolt and pulling that housing off and then, thinking I was going to pull the clutch off, but that's not how it worked. You pop out that 19 millimeter bolt, you pop out the bearing that sits inside the clutch housing, you pop out the 19 millimeter bolt on the inside of that, and you slide them both off at the same time. Then you guys are ready to go through the plates and everything like that. This is still the stock kit, stock clutch orientation. It has the 4 springs, but T-Bolt has an upgraded kit, which I believe is the heavy duty springs, and you get 6. So I like how Kawasaki actually had it there. Like Kawi had in mind that adults were going to be riding this and that these were going to be highly modded bikes. They know this kind of stuff. So yeah, one good thing that I would like to point out is on the inside of the cases, there's a date. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but it's 7/7/10. So I believe that is the last time this motor was serviced. I don't know what was serviced. I did see markings on the outside housing here, on the bolt there. So I know from my understanding that, shops, technicians, they do mark they mark their work. They let you know when the last time it was serviced, which is a good thing to use as a reference for what needs to be serviced. So obviously this motor was serviced about 10 years ago. So it's a good thing I'm getting into it now. And it's also, it gives you telltale signs of different things. Like now that I know this motor was serviced 10 years ago, I see that the cylinder is not scratched up. The oil was clean. The filter was pretty clean. The bike was taken care of. Even though it was serviced 10 years ago, the bike was probably still running strong, and the person didn't see a need to reservice it or whatever the case is. But I don't know. For all I know, the bike could have never been serviced, and this is just straight from the manufacturer or whatever. But seeing that date inside makes me believe that that's the last time this motor was serviced, because it is an '05. That says 10. I mean, if it came from the factory like this, that's great. I mean, this is very clean for a 15-year-old motor, but no, it's a good thing to keep in mind if you guys are ever servicing engines, whether it's for yourself or someone else. Make sure you do leave something, whether it's a slip that you put with the motor that gives them a date of when things were last done, so that they know when to do the maintenance. Now, obviously, if this was my motor, it would be maintained way more than a 10-year period. I mean, yearly, I would make sure I go over the motor to make sure everything's in pristine condition. That's what I do with my bikes. I do periodic oil changes. Sometimes I just randomly replace gaskets, rings. I like to keep the bike running tip top all the time. So yeah, so like I said in the last video, I'm going to replace these Phillips head bolts out for the Allen studs, and I'm probably going to lap the valves and put the new valve seals in. I'm going to hone the cylinder, throw the new rings on the piston, and fresh gaskets, and then I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to obviously time the motor correctly. I'm going to adjust the valves correctly, and yeah, and from there it should be a clean stock running motor. For the chassis parts, I still haven't thought of a color scheme. I seen one that had a green frame, and I kind of like that because if I do the frame green, I mean, I don't really have to do much green. You can see the Cowie in that, so I'm still not sure about that. I'll still get back to you guys with whatever color I decide, but now it's reassembly time, obviously, for the bottom end. The top end, like I said, I still have to hone out the cylinder. I still have to lap the valves and put the new valve seals. I believe it comes with all of the gaskets I need. Yeah, it's a full gasket kit. So all the little seals and O-rings, all of that's there. So that's good. Some of them I believe might be for the inside, which I won't need. So those ones I won't be touching, but it'll be good for a later project. Just in case I decide, you know, overboring this motor, well, big boring this motor, which I don't really know now. Right now, like I've been saying, stock motor, clean bike, comfortable, reliable. That's what I'm looking for. So, yeah, thanks again for watching. And like I always say, if you got a comment, leave that in the comment description. I will get back to you. If you like builds like this and want to see more of this build and would like to stay updated, click that subscribe button. That will give you the power to be alerted every time I upload a video. And yeah, keep riding and stay active, guys. See you later.